Okay, so as soon as you get to this page, you need to click on releases, and on the releases go ahead and download this contour plot.zip. So click there and we're gonna download it. We're gonna unzip it and we're gonna open the folder. Okay, so we unzipped the file and now we have the .sfd file. That is exactly what we needed. So I'm gonna just minimize this and keep working here. So I need a new Spotfire window. We're gonna start this application from zero and we're gonna drag and drop our special data.csv. Click OK, click OK, and we're gonna start with a map visualization. So we're gonna go to the left side panel and to the map chart. This is representing different wells with a latitude and a longitude. So we have 483 rows with 7 columns that we can actually see on a table if we go back to our left panel, visualization types table. So here we go. Now latitude and longitude is geographical location. A, B and C and D and F and all those variables can be anything that is valuable for the business. In this case, for example, geology information. You may have different variables that then you can actually identify patterns with some machine learning algorithms and start seeing correlations, right? At the end, you want to maximize production and all the insights that you want to provide to the business into what are the variables that help you maximize production are going to be very useful. So that's where this kind of exercises comes very handy. So we're gonna add a data function. So click on file and data and we're gonna browse our local file for the SFD contour plot data function. File, open it, and this window is gonna pop. Click on refresh function automatically. This means that we can do changes around and still being able to display the contour plots that we want to see. On the x-axis, we're gonna connect these variables here with a script, and then I'm gonna show you exactly what that means. So we need to connect the x column is gonna be my longitude, okay, then my y column is gonna be my latitude, then z can be any of the variables that we have there. I'm just going to select one, and then you're going to have a smooth factor. This can be, for example, 0.5. This depends on different things, but at the end you are pretty much changing what if scenarios for an algorithm that is running. So in this case, I'm going to do click OK, and I'm going to say OK. This is pretty much Spotfire is identifying that I have a new data table that has a geometry location layer that perhaps drag and drop on top of your map, and you see how automatically it recognizes the contours. So just drag and drop, and whenever you let go, you are on top of the little map over there, and what that's going to give you is the layers that we wanted to add here. Now before we add some color and we play with the way that this looks a little bit, we're gonna ensure that I can actually be more selective about this. This is one of the advantages of a Spotfire, is the ability to select a group of variables, or the markers in this case, to apply machine learning to that subcategory of the sample. So what I am doing is selecting, so let's say we're gonna do a lasso here, and I want to select these wells specifically, and I wanna rerun the algorithm only considering the variables from this subset or category. Okay, so that kind of things are very, very powerful. And the way that Spotfire handles that is through the marking concept. So notice how I selected these markers, or I selected these wells, and Spotfire is recognizing that I have 131 lines or rows or wells that are being highlighted on that map. So if I want this contour or this algorithm to rerun only on this sample, I need to connect this to the data function, and this is a beautiful opportunity for us to review the behind the scenes. So go to data, data function properties, and we're going to edit the script I want to show you how exactly this is a user interface that is going to allow you to consume different programming languages. So in this specific case, what we did was to import an R script that is already working to add these contour plots based on this algorithm, right? And this user interface is allowing you to connect these variables from the script to inputs and outputs that actually depend on your table that is already loaded on the Spotfire file. So in this case, my input parameters x was c, smooth scale, output parameters my contour table that we just added on top of this map, right? And then you can actually see that this is an R script, but we can equally receive a Python script. So this is a very nice opportunity to really push that analytics to the next level, taking this community and all the packages and the libraries that are already out there available. Close this window. Okay, so now we're gonna go to edit parameters, and in edit parameters, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the concept of marking, and we're gonna ensure that we can rerun the algorithm using only the subset of markers or wells that we will highlight with the mouse. Okay, so X, Y, and Z, ensure that you have checked a marking box, click OK, and close, and there you go, voila. Now you can actually go ahead and do the lasso again in a subset of wells and see how that actually is all color, all contour as subset the wells, right? 3, 2, 1. And now notice how the algorithm is displaying results only for that subset of the sample. Very powerful. Now let's play with the colors a little bit. Let's make this a little better looking. So we're gonna go to properties, and in layers you are gonna select the contour lines that we just added, right? So this one is XY for the wells, and this one is the contour lines that is actually the output of the script that we just run through the user interface data function. So on settings, click on colors, and then on columns, go ahead and select level. This level came out from the script, and this part of the table that has the contours, so it's an output from the script. And let's add some points in between so you can actually see contours here. If you go to appearance, you can add a little weight on that line so you can see it better. Now let's change the colors of the markers so it has a better contrast. We're gonna go back to the layer page, select special data, back to the settings, back to color. Let's do something more neutral, like gray, a little darker perhaps, and then go to size and just minimize it so you have a better reply over there. Okay, so in this exercise we combine multiple things. We are loading data tables that contain geographical information. Spotfire automatically detects the graphical information, adds layers on a map visualization. In this case, you can see we have 2 different layers. The spatial data that has the X, Y here, longitude and longitude. Those are the wells, the dots that are being represented there. So I can focus on a specific subset of those wells and see how the contour adjusts to the subset, running again the algorithm. So this is actually applying machine learning to a dynamic visualization where I am selecting the sample where I am running that machine learning algorithm. So very powerful interface of Spotfire as an application. Okay, so this is the end of the second part of the workshop. I see you at the next session.